Welcome back, guys. We're gonna get another week on the Charger. We're gonna finally finish up as the quarter panels. We're gonna do some tweaking on them. We're gonna take them off. We're gonna hit them. We're gonna straighten them out, and we're going to cut the lip of the wheel well, bring them down. Hope you guys stay tuned. Hope you guys enjoy. Let's keep working on the Charger. Let's get ready for a good week. So we're going to bring you along just to show you a little bit of what we're going to do and the issue we're having with the quarter when it comes up right up here in the wheel well. Now the sides fit perfect. I really don't understand why the top is at such a bad angle. Well, I probably do, but one thing we're going to do is we're going to take a look right here. So this is kind of down a little bit. So we're just going to grab a hammer and a dolly, see if we can flatten it up a little and see where our issue is in here. Because if you look right in here, we have a bit of a gap, and it's not the worst though. But actually looking at it right now, it might just be the issue right here, because this lip is out and kind of down. Right here it's actually flush. So we're gonna bring you guys back. We've got some tools in our hands. Either we'll show you the work right after, or we'll bring you through some of the work. I'm not 100% sure, but let's get back to it, guys. Hi guys, we're back. No one would really much see this if I just bent it up, but it's ugly. It's metal. This is what we did. We cut it while underneath the wheel well, pulled it down, and all I did was some really ugly little, took some strips of metal, held them to the opening after it was tech screwed to the quarter, and then I just tacked them in place to keep that actual gap I needed. So one there, and a couple down here. But this is ugly. We're gonna go from here to back to a wheel well. But this is what had to be done in my car to make this all fit and actually look decent, and you could meet up with the quarter. Because the quarter was down here, the wheel well was up here, and sandwiching it into itself just wasn't an option. So we're gonna finish up this, bring you guys back for this, and show you the end result. And it's gonna look good. It's gonna look like it never happened because it's metal. You can work with it, you can cut it. Can do anything you want. I can cut this all back out and weld this back in. It's not a big issue. It's just metal. There's one thing I kind of like from DD Speed Shops. He cuts everything up. He does not, in a sense, care, but he gets the job done. He does a really good job at all his stuff. He cuts it up. He deals with it later. And I kind of like it. But we're gonna get this welded up and we'll bring you guys back.
Alright guys, we're back. It's been a few weekends. We really couldn't come out here last week. Just been busy. But something we did was we finished it up and we just tested some bedliner stuff. Really kind of wish I hadn't put it on. It's not the best quality, but we'll try some other stuff that we just purchased too. But we got both wheel wells welded up. We lowered them, got them ready to go. What we're gonna do right now is we're gonna test fit the quarters back on, and then with the quarters on, we're gonna see what we're gonna roll into. We're either gonna run into the valance corners on the back, or we're gonna roll into fixing the quarter where it goes into, I think you call that a deck panel on a Charger, and where the trim fits, because we have a bit of an issue where we need to scoop one corner out so it actually fits the trim. But let's put you guys down. Let's hang these quarters and see what we're gonna do. Hope you guys enjoy.
Alright guys, we found our next project. Some stuff we had to do just to kind of get the quarter situated is that we pulled it in with a ratchet strap and a 2x4 that I drilled a hole in to just kind of suck it in. Now it's on here. We also stuck a jack and a 2x4 to equal them out right here, which I know they have to be. We have the 68 outside we looked at, but we're gonna fit the corner valance and we're gonna weld it to fit. Now I've already confirmed that maybe I'm not just completely off on the body, but Birdsong says these do have to be adjusted to fit. Probably not as much as mine, at least that's what they want you to believe. Now it is fit right here, fits good. It's got a little bit of a gap up on the corner piece here, but it seems fine. But we have just a huge amount of space right in here, which we're gonna have to figure this one out, guys. I don't know any other way to do it. But I mean, it looks good. The body line is actually at itself, so we just gotta cut it, slice and dice it. Now, I already have messed with the other side a little bit. That's the best part about having passenger side and the driver side. But what I would kind of like to do before we get into this, let's not do that. Let's just, we're gonna take and cut it at a decent angle. That way we're getting the round part back here. So what we're gonna do is there's just a little flat piece right there. I want to stay to a piece. Now right here it's just a little cutout, little kick down, and there you'll see it if you guys ever mess with them, but it's right there. So we're gonna stick the tape on, and we're just going to cut it right there, and then we're going to take it off and we're going to fit it. But everything looks good up there. We got our piece good here. It's not the prettiest thing, but we're going to make it work. So let's get to cutting on this. There's really not much else to say, so hope you guys stay tuned. We're just going to give it a cut. We're going to fast forward you through it. But let's get it cut off. Alright guys, we're back once again. We cut you out just so I can go get my welding magnets, but there are these little things. They're really nice, really cheap. I like them. Now all we did was we cut it off. We ground it a little bit so we could weld it. Now I don't know if you guys can come along for this, but that's what we're dealing with. I mean, that is quite the predicament. Now I'm gonna go ahead and guess most people's aren't this bad. This car has been awesome. A lot of the parts do fit awesome, but at the same time there is some stuff that needs to be tweaked, whacked, and everything. Now I do ultimately like the way this whole car fits. The issues I do have is, I don't know, it's like they said, it's a very hard car. This is a lot of curves, a lot of edges. There's a lot going on in this car that really does make it kind of a pain. But what we're gonna do is we're just gonna grab some cheap, some kind of metal, something chintzy. We're gonna tack it from here to here, about here to here. And then we're going to form it best we can, but we're going to do it in strips. I don't want to make this whole piece. There's a lot to work with here, a lot. So what we're going to do is just, you know, a couple little pieces on the lines in the body where I think it's relatively the same shape, and then where it breaks into a new shape, we're just going to get a new piece of metal. So we'll have maybe a little thin strip here, a little thin strip here, thin strip here, and then all the way through the top. One thing I guess be careful on this is, I did try to make one big piece and I was going to make a video for it. I ended up deleting all that because it's hard. It's a big piece of metal that you have to form, and I found it easier just do little strip, little strip, little strip, little strip, and then weld it all in at once. But I'm just gonna what I'm gonna do is have you guys follow along for just a little piece of metal. Or I won't, I'm not sure yet. And then we'll bring you over to my toolbox where we have a vise, and that's where we're gonna weld this whole thing in and make it fit, and then we're gonna bring it back here and see how it fits. So I'm gonna cut you guys out while I get the welder and the pieces of metal ready, and I need my body hammer, new disc, and we'll have you guys come back for that, okay? Stay tuned, let's get to work. This is a very integral part of the car that I want to fit perfectly, because it is a big part of the car. So let's cut off, let's get all this stuff going. I'll bring the welder, get my metal, and bring you guys back. Hi guys, we're back. We just got it up here, we tacked it, pain in the butt, little piece of metal. What we have here is just a piece of my floor from my duster. Now all we're gonna do is just put a little contour to it. Nothing too much. Get the shape you want, whatever you're thinking. I like that shape. So all I'm going to do, guys, is set this on the front here.
Where did I put it? So let's see where I'm at. So I got a little too much bevel. Ready to weld it? It fits pretty good.
Hey guys, welcome back. So we didn't show you up there, but we just sandblasted it real quick. We stuck it on, screwed it in. It looks good when you actually push it to where it needs to be. It's got a good rounded gap, comes all the way nice and back. Keeps the same contour, keeps everything good. Now what has to be welded is back between here. It's just a little L shape on the corner. You're gonna weld the flats together. So there's a flat on the back of this, and there's a flat on the back of the valance that goes there. That flat needs to be welded to that quarter. The only way we're gonna be able to get to do it, due to us welding the extension, which gives you that room back there, is I'm gonna have to weld this to the quarter while the quarter is off. Now, I'm guessing you're not supposed to do that, but you're supposed to leave the extension kind of, you know, roughed up, not fully welded in. I welded mine into the floor while the quarters were off. Now there's a lot of room to still weld it. I'm guessing the extension shouldn't have been put in until the valance was welded. And it's just a learning experience, so we've got to deal with that. But if you guys are doing this, get the corner valances fit, get everything on, and I'm guessing you're gonna have this welded way before I am, because I'm still taking stuff off. But this quarter and this corner valance need to be welded right here in the seam on the inside. You can do that if you do not put this extension in and permanently weld it. So what I have to do is take the quarter and the corner off, match them up, you know, what they're going to do, because this corner valance can obviously already match what this quarter panel needs off the car, I'm hoping. So what I'll do is weld the corner valance to the quarter and then put the whole thing back on. I'm not going to fully weld it, I'm just going to tack weld it, a couple spot welds, real little ones, and I'm going to have to fix right here on the quarter because this is actually broke. It's a stress crack. I'm not being very rough on the car, so I don't really know how it broke. Must have just been, they must just be metal right there real weak, because that's where they bend it in a roll, bend it and go. So it must just be bad metal on that part. So we'll have to weld that little stress crack, weld the corner valance to the quarter, and then we should be good to go. Now, hope you guys enjoyed this week. We're going to be trying a little bit more of bringing it along and doing little pieces on the car at a time. So this is the video for how to do corner valances on a Charger. Might not be the best way. It's what my way had to be, and it's what my car needed. And everyone I've looked up on the internet, these corner valances are wrong. They do need to be altered, messed with in every way. I mean, it lines up real good here on this back valance. It's got a pocket it tucks into. It looks real good right here. I mean, it looked like it had the right contour. It just didn't have the width. I mean, this one got quite a bit added in it, but when you push it up, I mean, it's perfect. It lines up really good. If there's one thing I would change on this one, I might cut it right here on top and bend this top piece just out just a little bit, because it doesn't necessarily flush up with right there. So that's probably something we're going to do off camera, but it's just a little cut. Put a screwdriver in there and then fill your hole. But this is really good. It's got a nice swoop, nice curve, and it does real good. So that's how you do corner valances on a Charger, guys. Hope you guys stay tuned. Hope you guys like, subscribe, and comment. And don't forget to tell your friends. Have a good one. See you next week.